Author's POV. There is raining heavily outside the old wooden window of Wyan's room, the droplets of the rain making the rhythmically sound that make a rhythm to the emotions inside her. She is lying on her small old bed, and her face is shown in the pillow. She is sobbing silently because there is no one to listen to her sobbing and understand her pain. Her big eyes are all red and puffy because of so much crying. Her little cute nose, her plumpy fuller lips are becoming red. Her long hairs are scattered all over the pillow of her small decayed bed. Each tear is mirroring her pain, like the rain is pouring outside. She is tightly clutching her torn thin blanket that is not giving any warmth to her anymore. She is seeking love and affection that is nowhere to be found for her. In her sobbing, her mind is constantly remembering the conversation that she overheard between her stepmother and her biological dad some time ago. Those words are echoing in her mind, giving heartbreaking pain in her heart. Wyan's POV. I'm heading to my room after finishing all the house chores that I've been doing for a long time since I was 15 years old. I'm walking past through my dad's study room and hear my stepmom's angry voice. Curious, I paused my steps and slowly peeked through the slightly open door and listened to their conversation in that dimly lit study room, the only single lamp. Stepmom is gritting her teeth, showing her hatred towards me, and said, "That little whore is just a burden to us. She is just a worthless pig and just an extra mouth to feed, and I don't want to have a daughter like her anymore. I don't want to waste my money to feed her." My heart wrenching with pain after hearing her words. I know she doesn't like me from day one when my dad married her again after my mom's death, but I don't know that her hatred towards me is that much that makes me shocked as her words drip with venom. Holding my sobs, I take a deep breath and listen more. My stepmom said, "We need to make her engage with someone who can handle her." Curiously, my dad said, "What do you mean by we need to engage her with someone who can handle her?" My stepmom, with a devilish smirk plaster on her face as she said, "An unknown person called me yesterday. He is saying he gave us $1,000 billion in exchange for Wyan tomorrow, and he is also Mafia King John." After only listening to that surname, my heart stopped beating. My whole body is getting goosebumps. A chill ran down to my spine, and my hands become sweaty. My legs are trembling in fear as I say to myself, "No, it can't be happening. No, he can't find me. No. My worst nightmare. He found me, and the most terrifying thing is he buying me with that much insane amount of money. I know him. He is so heartless, cruel, ruthless, merciless man who don't think twice before killing anyone. He never show mercy to anyone. I see him killing people without having any emotion in his face. He's such a heartless, demonic person." My dad said in shock and confusion on his face, "Why a Mafia King want a poor girl like her, and for that he also giving us $1,000 billion. Why he want her?" My father said as his voice is stammered in between his words as doubt creeping in his voice. My stepmom said, "Why should we care about it? That why he want her? What was his purpose? That's none of our business. We want to get rid of her, and now we even get a lot of money by get rid of that bitch." Her every word is dripping venom. Look at my fate. My own biological dad does not even fight for his own daughter. I know he hates me because I just look like my mother, and she died while giving birth to me. He always blames me for my mom's death, and now he becomes blind by greed for the money that JUNGKOOK going to give him in exchange of me. How more heartless can my fate be for me, saying that I rushed back my room while crying silently, while putting my hands on my mouth to stop any sound. I come back to my senses as that the memory of that incident is repeating on my ears as I'm sobbing loudly. My tears are not stopping as they flowing down to my cheeks uncontrollably. Author's POV. Her own father, the only family she had now, is selling her to a heartless monster who will make her miserable life more miserable, living less, meaningless, and sorrowful. He is doing all this just to get rid of all the responsibilities that he had for her. As he always think of her a burden to him, her vision got blurred by continuously crying. And the outside atmosphere is not even helping her as the thunderstorm grew more louder and lightning striking sound also made her more afraid. It looks like the outside atmosphere is mirroring her inside emotions. The wind is blowing wildly like a beast. Wyan felt like her whole world is drowning in front of her eyes, like there is no end of her pains. the desperation in her eyes to just run away. She wanted to hide herself. She wanted to dig a grave and just lay down there, but she knows that there is no escape for her for his ex-mafia scary boyfriend. If he can contact his parents, then he will also can come take her with him by any means. If it takes her by force, he will surely be did that without any hesitation. Thinking all that, her fear grew more as she curled up her body and hugged her knees more tightly. Her small body is trembling in fear and sorrow of what could possibly gonna happen tomorrow. Wyan talking to herself, I don't want to see him again, I don't want to go with him, saying that she hugged her body more tightly, and due to continuously crying that makes her exhausted, and she falls asleep while still crying. Morning. The next morning the storm was already calming down a bit, but it was still raining outside. Wyan is peacefully sleeping due to so much exertion and crying. The world outside is peaceful and quiet, not knowing something is coming towards her that is not so peaceful for her. Suddenly Wyan's room doorknob twisted. It opened quietly as a tall man comes in and stands there. The aura around him is dark and sinister. He is dressed like high-class people. He is wearing the three-piece tuxedo suit that fits him perfectly to his body, showing his broad shoulder and his muscular chest perfectly, and is looking more bulky. In his hand there is an antique watch that is resting on his veiny big wrist. His masculine frame is screaming power and authority. After seeing Wyan in that dimly lit small dingy room, his eyes narrowed. The sight of you makes his blood boil in anger, as you are looking so weak and petite. And now, after seeing you in that condition, he has not let anyone go easily. He will surely make them all pay for what they did to you. The next second your stepmom step in and tries to go towards you to wake you up. She opens her mouth to call your name, but he silences her with just a single glare and says in a little loud voice, because he doesn't want to make you wake up, "Get out." Saying that, he signals his guards to take her out of the room, but in fear she already goes out from there. After she left, he closed the door and came towards her. His eyes became a little soft after seeing you all curled up in your little bed. He had not been seeing you for months, but he continuously searched for you everywhere like a hungry animal who is desperately searching his prey, and when you are in front of him, he is staring at you like he don't see for months. The longing in his eyes for you is next level. There is no end for his obsession for you, and after observing your every movement till he got the satisfaction to his soul, he came towards her with his silent steps and stopped near your bed and hovered you and leaned into her and saw her dry tears on her pale cheeks. That provoked his anger as he slowly reached his finger towards her cheeks and touched her soft skin softly with his fingers and wiped them slightly and brushed it away. But it makes your sleep disturb as he paused in his place, and suddenly his veiny hand slide around her waist and another hand to your thighs and lifting you up in bridal style effortlessly. Wyan, you gasped in your sleep, and your puffy eyes opened wide in shock after seeing herself in the air, staring at the man's face who was lifting her up, realized who was in front of her. Her heart nearly stopped beating for a moment. As she says, JUNGKOOK. A low whisper left your mouth as you gasped in fear after seeing him in front of her, and this much close to your face. You gulped, seeing his arms all around your body. You quickly hold his shoulders tightly in your grip. JUNGKOOK. Good morning, baby doll, he says with an emotionless face. You are struggling to get out of his hold, but it becomes more tight. Wyan, how can you come inside? Put me down. Your voice stutters badly when JUNGKOOK looks at you. JUNGKOOK, I'm here to pick up my precious baby doll that I have bought. JUNGKOOK, why do you think that I won't find out about your whereabouts soon? JUNGKOOK, you think it is that easy to run away from me and I won't find out about you? My baby doll, he whispered in your ears in his husky voice. Wyan, trembling in fear, said, let me go. You are still struggling and crying, and again said, let me go, JUNGKOOK. But this time, he dangerously glares at you as you stop struggling. JUNGKOOK, don't provoke me, baby doll, unless I have to punish you right here against the door, saying that he walked further and opens the door with his other hand. Walk further. Wyan, why are you doing this to me, JUNGKOOK? Please leave me. I don't want to go with you. Saying that, she started hitting his broad shoulder. Let me go now, please. She said it as she became tired of struggling. JUNGKOOK, emotionless, cold face, he said, sure, baby doll. Wyan become embarrassed after he takes downstairs, still holding you in his arms securely and protectively. JUNGKOOK, I'm not asking your permission, baby doll. Saying that he walks again. Fear that Erin grew more after listening him, because you know him very well. Whenever he acted calmly, that means the anger is boiling inside him that he is hiding with his calm and composed posture. You could sense that the burning lava could be burst in at any time, and you know it will. He come down with you in his arms and walk further, but his step got stopped as he gritted his teeth, and clenching his jaw, his forehead veins are popping out in anger. He didn't want it to stop, but after seeing your parents, his step got stopped in middle, and your stepmother is shocked after seeing in John's arms as he holding you, and your father is also shocked too. They doesn't understand what is going on. With lot courage, your stepmom questioned him, saying, Mr. John. She can't say anything more further as JUNGKOOK deathly glare at her. JUNGKOOK, get the hell out of my way, miss, saying that he walk again. In fear, your stepmom get out from his side. Your stepmom and your own dad is in big shock after witnessing all this, as they become more scared, thinking what he gonna do to them after he found out that how horribly they treat Wyan in past. On other hand, Wyan is struggling to get out from his grip as she said in irritated, angry tone, "Put me down, please." JUNGKOOK ignoring all her plead and took a step again, but stopped in midway and said, "They hurt you, right, baby doll?" Wyan, what do you mean by that, saying that she gulped down her saliva in fear. JUNGKOOK, tell me the truth, baby doll. Say one word yes or no unless you know what I'm capable of, baby doll. Wyan, in stutter voice said, No, they don't hurt me, they're my mom, dad, why would they hurt me? She's saying all that to save them as she knows JUNGKOOK will burn them all who ever hurt her the slightest. JUNGKOOK, you know, baby doll, I crazily obsessed with you, and I can do anything to those who ever even think of hurting you, but here you know they hurt you, still you saving them. Why, baby doll? JUNGKOOK, are you trying to save them for me, baby doll? You actually think you can save them? JUNGKOOK, I'm a villain, not a hero, baby, who can leave you for good. Nah, baby, I will never leave you, rather than I will burn the whole world just to be with you, my darling sweetheart. You are mine, and only mine, baby doll. Only I have the right to fuck you, to be with you, to love you. No one else can have you, if I can't have you.